Howdy, folks. Dave Main here again, Rollman Revolution. This is the pre-debate analysis of the clown show that we are going to witness tonight. When I say clown show, I'm not speaking specifically to President Donald J. Trump. I am mostly directing these comments to the biggest clown of all, the one that thinks nobody's paying attention, the one that continues to get up there, be given the script, and then is just forced to read it. That's right. For all those out there who are just coming on board to the political arena, just coming on board to the nonsense that you see every single day, and are now trying to figure out really what's kind of going on. Well, most of the people are late to the game. They have no idea what's going on. All they see is the reality set in front of them. What they're seeing is that their paycheck isn't going very, very far. Gas prices are going up, insurance is going up, houses is going up, everything is going up. Do you know why everything is going up? Do you have any idea why everything gets more expensive? Well, it's just take your own life, for instance, and everything that you do. Well, if, let's say for argument's sake, you had a business and all of a sudden everything in your business started getting more expensive because it became harder to ascertain those items, or labor started getting, everything goes up. Why does everything go up? Because they make the scarcity of everything. They put us in a position in which, well, we have nothing else to do but pay back all of this interest. We've borrowed so much money thus far, right? Now it's gotten to a point where the money that they are expecting us to pay back is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. You have a $34 trillion deficit, and now your Congress is about ready to pass another continuing resolution to kick the can down the road a little further till Christmas, until after the election, where they're going to come up with a new budget. Mike No Balls Johnson, the Republican Speaker of the House, is an absolute waste of American people's time. That man literally has a hand driven so far up his ass that he can feel the fingertips in the back of his throat. That's how deep in Mike Johnson is. So for all the Republicans out there that think the Republican Party, Republican this, Democrat that, Republican, you're silly. There's no such thing as Republican and Democrat anymore. There is Make America Great Again versus everything else. Forget the labels. If you've been watching this channel for a very long time, I have told you multiple times, the labels are what's killing us. Kamala Harris, the Democrat candidate that's sitting on the stage there tonight, she got to where she is in her political life through labels. Sleeping with the right people, rubbing elbows with the right people, and pure labels. And if you don't know what I mean by that, the Democrat Party has become the party of labels. That's how they win. Case in point. Well, if you don't like somebody, or if you find somebody that you disagree with, regardless if the person makes sense and is stating absolute fact, what Democrats do will go in and relabel that person. Call them a racist, call them a sexist, call them a xenophobe, call them whatever the term is that you want to put on that person. And then what the media goes ahead and does is, after those labels have been slapped on, they build a backstory and fabricate nonsense in order to get you to believe and push public opinion towards whatever those labels are supposed to mean. Now, I'm asking you, as an American, lucid, intelligent person, do you not get tired of people telling you what to think? Do you not get tired of people lying to your face, while at the same time they're spending all your goddamn hard-earned money and pissing it away? The American treasury is broke. Not just broke, we are way beyond the scopes of what normal people would call broke. We are so far in the hole, and we have a Congress, along with Kamala Harris, that think it's okay to continue to keep spending, to not put a cap on what the government continues to use. You got to realize this. They work for you and me. Those bastards in Washington, D.C. work for you and me. But yet, we sit here hoping, praying, saying, oh, please, Mr. Johnson, please, Kamala Harris, please, Joe Biden, couldn't you please just don't give us any more taxes. I don't want you. Stop doing that. Grab your balls or whatever it is that you got to do and start to recognize the power is within you. These people work for you. They just flip the script and try to make you think that, well, they're untouchable. As you can see, these people, when I say they work for you, they're supposed to work for you, but they don't. Mike No Balls Johnson is a good example of that. He has the power of the purse. And if you don't know what the power of the purse is, it means when you are in control of, let's say, the Congress. If you're a Republican, you would have more Republican people. Or if you're a Democrat, you'd have more Democrat candidates. And the majority usually runs the House. Well, when you have the majority, you're supposed to use the leverage that you have in order to get past the things that you know are going to be good for the party or the country in general. But as you can see what happens in Washington, D.C., they don't give a shit. It doesn't matter whether Democrats are in charge or Republicans are in charge. 80% of the people you see sitting in the House, in the Senate, right now, don't work for you. They don't work for you. They work for big guns, big oil, big pharma. They are constantly being told, hey, don't say this and try to avoid that. Please speak a little bit more about this and less of that. Most of the time, what these people are doing is begging rich people to give them money so that they can get reelected. The problem with that is that rich people expect a return on their investment. They're not going to just sit there and give you millions of dollars and say, hey, Mike Johnson, here's a couple $1 million. Thanks for everything you do. You go, Speaker. They don't do that. They want a kickback for everything that they're investing in. That is why nothing ever seems to get done in Washington, D.C. Everything's always so cloudy. You got to understand, oh, it's difficult. We can't get the votes. We can't get the... I thought you guys were serving the American people. I thought your job was to make better the American citizens or the districts that you represent. I find it very amusing, Democrats. You are the ones bitching about how your life sucks and how great Kamala is. But at the same time, if I go down to your district, your zip code, into your neighborhood, you're living like shit. You're barely getting by. And yet you continue to keep voting for the people that are enslaving you and putting you into that poverty. And I'm supposed to feel bad for you? No, you just strap on a label and say, oh, that guy's an out-of-touch, white privileged moron. Yeah, he's just touting all that stuff because he's white privileged. The problem with most people is they have no idea what they're talking about. White privilege? The only people who are white privileged is Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Hunter Biden. And yes, I'm calling Kamala Harris white today because tomorrow she could be Indian, tomorrow she could be black, she could be white too. She could be anything she wants to be. Why? Because Kamala Harris is a label. She's not a real person. She's a label. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's applying for a job in which she has no qualifications for it. She was the VP for 3.5, 4 years now. Let me ask you a question. What did she do? What effectively did she do while she was in office? She was in charge of taking care of the border. The border. We have 20 million plus illegal aliens in this country. You got people getting robbed, people getting shot at gunpoint, people stealing ducks and all sorts of crap. Haitians now destroying the wildlife because they're hungry. I did a video a few weeks back called Your History is Your Identity. And this is what's happening in Europe. You're seeing what's happening in Ireland and in England, where all of a sudden the English people are now the minority in their own country. Irish people are the minority in their own country. And soon, Americans will be a minority in their own country. You're bringing in every other country's garbage. And then you're expecting to have a positive outcome from taking in all that shit. It's mind-blowing that anybody could think like a Democrat. That anybody could think like a rhino Republican. The only issue on the table for this debate tonight and for everything going forward, my friends, is what is this government, this group, doing for you? If they're not putting America first, or you first, then you need to tell them to get the hell out of that goddamn job. because we don't have time anymore for this back and forth. Oh, abortion this. Oh, food stamps that. Oh, the country's broke. Socially, we're all over the place. This divide and conquer principle has been placed on every single issue you could possibly imagine to divide the country further and further and further. You think it's by accident that this country is divided 50-50, that every poll that the mainstream media shows this, oh, it's such a close divide, it's such a close divide. I thought the reason why so many people in this country loved America was because we believed in the same core values. But that's been hijacked. It's been hijacked because your brain has been poisoned by the non-stop nonsense that continues to get spewed out through your mainstream media, your social media, and your education system. Most people out there right now think they're in the know. But what they don't realize is that they're walking around with useless bullshit in their brain that makes no sense whatsoever in the reality we're living in. No. The debates tonight are going to be about one thing, my friends. One thing only. Does the person on that stage have your back? That's the only question you have to ask. If you were to walk in a room, take the scenario, you were to walk in a room, you know neither of these two people. President Trump, Vice President Kamala Harris is standing right in front of you. You get 20 minutes to talk to each one of these people or to listen to each one of those people speak and articulate their ideas. When you walk away, you have to make a decision. That is what this debate tonight is. You have to listen intently. You have to understand the issues. But at the end of the day, do you feel that the person is standing in front of you really knows what they're talking about? Again, go back to accomplishments. What has Kamala Harris accomplished versus what has Donald Trump accomplished? Look, in 2019, Donald Trump put this country in the best shape it has been in decades. Decades. I don't give a shit what the mainstream media is telling you because I lived in it and I know it was true because we saw what the policies were doing and it was turning the country around. Why is it that you think all of a sudden this bioweapon showed up? It showed up in the middle of nothing, right as the country was going on good. Because the deep state actors, that fourth branch of government that you never see, that's puppeteering the Mike Johnsons of the world and all of the other assholes and ass clowns in Washington, D.C., like Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell, all these old decrepit weirdos that have been in there funneling money off the American taxpayer while they sell you bullshit. Your life is getting worse and worse and worse, but all of these people are multimillionaires. Living the dream because they sold you out, sold this country out, and sold every one of the constituents that they claim to represent out. And we're supposed to take what they say on face value. No, tonight's debates are simply about one thing. Does the person on that stage have your back? Do you feel confident? If you had to make a decision over your business, let's just take it like that. If you had a business and you had to appoint one of these two people as the president of your business, and your business had to become successful, pick one. Just pick one. And if you pick Kamala Harris, I can guarantee you, I will see you 20 years later at the finish line. Because I'll already be there while you're still scraping along with that piece of shit who doesn't know anything of what they're talking about. And I didn't mean to say it in that attitude. I'm not talking about her, but I'm just saying the way that she has represented herself to this country through the gaslighting and lies is just absolute nonsense. Full-blown, 100%, fully dedicated liar is what Kamala Harris is. She just literally reads the script that she is given. Now, do you want somebody that you can go to that actually knows what the hell it is they're talking about? Or you want a president that's just a figurehead, a position, a placeholder, if you will? That's all Kamala Harris is. She just fills the spot and says, hi, I'm the prez. But she ain't going to be making any decisions. She doesn't have the know-how to figure all this out. Look, she can't even put two sentences together without confusing the person who's interviewing her. I mean, it's really that bad. But it gets better. It gets better when you start to pay attention. Because at the end of all of this, it's your future. Forget about the names. Forget about the labels. Forget about the politics crap. That's just designed to confuse you. The decision tonight is very simple. Very, very simple. Listen to both people. And if you had to make a decision on which person you think is going to get your business, look at America as a business that's declining $35 trillion in debt and still going. And he has a family of Republicans and senators and representatives that are just spending and pissing like little children, just pissing their entire allowance away. Who do you think can come in there? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Who do you think, after tonight's stage, who do you think could come in there, take over, and turn that business around? That's the question you have to ask yourself tonight. Because everything that Kamala is going to say has been said. Everything Donald Trump has had to say has already been said. He has repeated it multiple times, over and over and over and over and over again. Donald Trump's policies are clear, concise, and very understood. He hasn't deviated or flip-flopped on any of them, and all of his ideas are available for you to look at any time if you want to know what it is he plans on doing on day one. Kamala just released her plan yesterday, and if you haven't read it yet, I highly suggest you do so. Because tonight, all she is going to do is read the script, read the script, read the script. If there's a rebuttal or a kickback answer or Donald Trump challenges her, she's going to cough, get stuck, and get screwed up. Because she can't handle that type of anxiety on the big stage. She folds under pressure. And a president of the United States has to be the most powerful, determined, confident person on the planet. She doesn't breed confidence. She breeds confusion. She breeds concern. She breeds weakness. We can't afford any of that. You have to lead through strength. Peace is actually guaranteed through the strength of a country, not its weakness. As a matter of fact, Kamala Harris has been endorsed by Vladimir Putin himself. Why? Because he wants Dumbo and dumb idiots running the United States, because that allows him to do whatever the hell he wants. While Trump was in office, nobody did a thing. We didn't have any wars. As a matter of fact, we started cleaning up the messes that the military-industrial complex and this Congress has been making for decades. Nope, it's a simple solution tonight. You watch, you listen, and then you deduce. Deductive reasoning and critical thinking is a monumental skill to have tonight. Because I can guarantee you that everything that Kamala Harris is going to say tonight has been all written for her, and it has a strategy behind it, designed to be vague, designed to give you these big old hope and change, and we're going to make it better, we're going to unite the country, and she's going to say stuff like that means nothing. Point to the policies that you are actually going to do, or the policies that you have done, Kamala, that actually are successful, that have actually turned the country around and made it better. That's what you need to do, but you're not going to. You're going to be as vague as you can be and just tout out all of the Democratic Party lines. If you want to save democracy, you got to vote for me because you can't vote for him. That's all you're going to hear tonight. Nonsense, bullshit, bullshit. I'm sorry I got to use those words, but I have had enough. I've had enough of listening to nonsense every single day when you know it is. Don't you get tired of people lying to you? Don't you get tired of people looking in your face and telling you complete opposite of what the reality is? I don't know about you, but I'm done with it. I lost a wife to this whole nastiness. You got a wide open southern border, fentanyl flooded on every street corner, it's in everything. I listen to a police scanner every single night in my county. 4 to 5 deaths from fentanyl on average every day. And Kamala Harris was in charge of the border. She sucks at pretty much everything she does. That's exactly the reason why they put her in the VP spot. Because they know by putting her in there, nobody in hell's name is going to shoot Joe Biden, right? Because that's what you'd end up getting if they were going to take over. The only reason Kamala Harris is there now is because she is a 100% pure puppet. 100%. And they know it. because somebody else is running that White House now. Somebody else has been running that White House for the last 4 years. And all the people you see standing in front of those podiums with these seals and titles saying President, Vice President, they're just figureheads. They're just actors. They have no decision-making capability. Why? Because they're not in charge. That's the hard reality. Joe Biden, even though he has the title of president, is not in charge. Kamala Harris, even though she's got the title of VP, she's not in charge. They just pretend. They're told what to do. And if they don't react to what they're being told, well, look what just happened to Joe Biden. They just pushed him off the side. Got rid of him. That's how they operate. That's how these deep state actors operate. No, the only way we're going to ever stop this, my friends, is by you getting involved, you starting to deduce the reality in front of you, and to put Donald Trump back in office. That's where we are. Anything aside from that, this country's done. There's no way in hell we're going to recuperate from another 4 years of that craziness. It's done. It's time for you to wise up. It's time for us all to unite because we are on the same team. It's America versus everybody else. That's the team we're on. That's the team we're playing for. I'm playing for you. I'm fighting on the side of you. I want your life to get better. But the only way it gets better is by not having our Congress and our president and our agencies just spend your tax dollars and just give it away. They just give it away. Give it to all their friends in the military-industrial complex, in big pharma, all of the big industries. Research and development. The money just disappears. The country brings in trillions of dollars a year. And we spend more than we bring in. So their answer to that problem is, we're just going to bring in some more people. Cheap labor, we're going to we're going to destroy the nation. And look what they've done. 3 years' time. Look at where the country is today. That's Kamala Harris. She has to own that. The world we are living in today is a result of the administration she was a part of. I don't see where the confusion is. If you're still a person who's sitting on the fence, you can come on down to where I live and I can smack the stupid out of you if you need me to, but I think you're smart enough to realize that everything that has been presented over these many, many decades is all bullshit. When you finally get an authentic character running for president who actually has a background in business, who actually has a background in understanding how to create wealth, create jobs, create a booming economy, and a track record to prove it, I don't see where the confusion is. There is no confusion, in my opinion. The only reason a person would not vote for Donald Trump is because they are filled with bullshit and hate through the emotional spin that the mainstream media has purposely caused in your mind. It's a divide and conquer principle. And if you are not smart enough to realize that, have a conversation with me. I will show you how it works, and I will show you exactly how it is that you got to the place where you are and why you think that. Because the more and more people who actually listen to what comes out of the mouth of Donald J. Trump start to realize that he's not a right-wing, ultra-extremist Republican. If he's a moderate at best, he's a middle-of-the-line guy. He just realizes that Mother Hubbard's cupboard's empty, we're spending too much, and we're taking care of everybody else but the people we're supposed to be taking care of. That's you and me. Trump put you back in the room. He gave you a seat at the head of the table. And they tried to imprison him, destroy his family, destroy his life because he was trying to help you. Whoa. Nope, I think it's time you and I start doing something for the man that's been trying to do everything for you. To give the country back that has been stolen from you. To hand it back to you. You young folks, you're going to be taking over the future roles here. Don't you want a country you can be proud of? Don't you want a country you can live in? Don't you want a country where you can go to work every single day and not come home with nothing in your pocket because it's already been spent? Pay attention. The vote is simple this year. Donald J. Trump. I hope to see you all out there. Enjoy the debates tonight, and I will have a post-analysis sometime in the next day or two. Talk to you soon. Take care. Peace, my friends. Love you all. Or Kamala Harris should take a page out of Donald Trump's book and say, the more times you talk to the media coherently, making sense, talking about policies that you plan on implementing because, you're going to be the next president, right? So you should have all of the answers, all of the policies memorized that you plan on implementing on day one of your new administration. But you don't have any. And you don't have anything to offer the American people. You're not even willing to sit down with the media and be able to give a lucid conversation without a bunch of word salad to the American people on a regular basis. Look at what Donald Trump's doing. And he's like, 20-something plus years older than you, sweetheart? Maybe 30? I don't know. I mean, that man's got more energy and he understands people. When people go and see Donald Trump, don't hear what other people say about him. When they actually go and see him in person, they're changed. They are changed overnight. So what I'm telling people is that, if you're on the fence and you really understand how this works, go to one of these MAGA rallies. Go see what actually the MAGA movement is all about. Once you go there and you meet people, they're just like you. Many of them were former Democrats. Many of people just started realizing that the Democrat Party and the Republican Party alike have abandoned their base many, 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 many moons ago. All right? That's why the Republican Party is now called the MAGA Party. I don't care what you say. That's what it is. It's pretty much controlled by the likes of Donald Trump. Now, whether you like him or not, his record is what it says it is. And based upon the decisions he made over the 4 years he was in office, this country never had it better. Never had it better. So you can piss and moan all you want to, but that's not reality. And I'm tired of people telling me about what the reality is when I know what the reality is because I used to live in it. And now we have people walking around with beards on saying that, yes, I'm a female today, and tomorrow I'm going to be a black fish. It's so ridiculous. What the hell happened to America? What happened to people? What happened to men who were men, women who were women, and we stopped arguing about all the other crap? This is so silly. The country's falling apart, and you have people parading around in the streets. Like that's important. Like what you do in the bedroom is important. Nobody cares. This country has a ton of patriots that just want their life to be left alone, be able to make a good living, raise a family, possibly run a business, and just be left alone to be able to do what they want to do in their own privacy and in their life. That's it. Not being taxed to hell, not being told what to think, not being told why to think it, and then manipulating our children in the school systems. Well, we're out hard at work, slaving away to pay those taxes. No. You got it all wrong. See, they put us on the hamster on the wheel on purpose so that we'd be so distracted that we wouldn't be paying attention to what the hell it was they were doing while we were busting our ass. No, it's time to wake up, my friends. It's time to wake up. It's time to start realizing that tomorrow, next couple days, when you see these debates, watch closely. You're going to see what happens to a person who really knows what's going on versus a person who just pretends to be, an important person in the room. It's sad that that's what we've come to. And those people that are touting in the media now saying that Kamala Harris is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh, just amazing some of the accomplishments she's had. Oh, just absolutely the most fabulous. Just 4 years ago, when you were on the primary debate stage, how you were telling her how she's so not. Oh, come on. You don't think we remember those days? You don't think we remember when Tulsi Gabbard went out there and wiped her ass all over the floor? You don't remember that? Yeah, we do. And Tulsi even said it. Tulsi's on Team Trump now. Why? Because she realized crazy's running at that party now. RFK Jr. left the party. Why? Because he was a lifelong Democrat. His whole family served the Democrat Party. And you abused that man. You ran him over. Pissed on him. Just crazy. It's just amazing. This is what we've become. A country of labels. A country of, this is mine, that is yours, you're in that party, I'm in. Why aren't we just Americans? Why aren't we just like helping each other out? Why aren't we just doing the things that we said we were going to do from the beginning? That's what we need to be doing. It's silly that we live in the United States of America and we're slaving ourselves to get from one week to the next. This country is a wealth box, and we're pissing it and giving it all away. That's why I don't understand why people today are not saying you're not on the same team as me. I want to put this country first. That means you too, all of us. Stop paying and giving money away to other countries when we can't. We don't have a pot to piss in here. No, I'm sorry. Tomorrow night, the debates, all I'm going to say is watch intently, listen closely, and watch what professionalism is and what a clown show looks like. Okay?